Hello everybody, it's Crucial and today's my first video and we're just going to play this game, Stanley Parable. I'm going to put the download link in the description and so you guys can download it. Let's go new game. Okay. Okay, loading. It's loading. It's a bit slow. Yeah, so I downloaded this off ModDB. You need Crucial. It's okay if you don't need to buy Half-Life 2 again. Yeah, you need Half-Life 2 to play this. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet now.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor next to his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on a monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and walked out into the hallway.
So does this mean he's a cow? No.
Stanley decided to go to the staff lounge to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No. No. Okay. I'll follow the orders. So far, I think there's a good rating.
As Stanley entered the lounge, he was horrified to find not a single person here. He decided he would walk up to see his boss, hoping that he would find an answer there.
I'll try to find my boss, 'cause I'm a badass. Now let's go down.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Downstairs.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, of admitting that he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, was it really worth taking that risk? All because he believed everyone had disappeared? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Girl, I'm crazy.
Everyone I know simply vanishing out of the blue, there's almost no other explanation for it. And a nagging fear began to creep up in his mind. Questions that had been there all along. He just hadn't put his finger on them yet.
Okay,
for example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
'Cause I'm a boss.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Was he just walking around in circles? Where am I, he thought. And the more he found himself unable to answer these questions, the more questions continued to arise,
Am I going in
until he
circles?
came to the issue that had been slowly boiling until he could ignore it no longer.
Okay, I just realized I'm going in circles.
Why is there a voice in my head, dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Suddenly, every door slammed shut. "No!" Stanley screamed. "I need to get out of here. I need to know that there's something out there. I need to know it's not just all in my head." And he screamed and clutched at his skull as the voice grew harsher and the music in the background rose higher and higher.
Why am I
And
going
then,
red?
moments before collapsing to the ground, Stanley clenched his fists and screamed to anyone who might be listening, "I'm not real! I'm not real! Don't believe any of it! None of it's real!" And then everything went black.
What?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Fuck?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She got dressed, went to work, clocked in, clocked out,
That's a guy.
and then she walked home. But her walk on this day was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Moments after seeing him, she would turn, run to the nearest police station, and call for an ambulance. But for just a few brief seconds, she merely stood there, unable to move. The tragedy was not the death of a single person. It was that she would never know this man's story, never hear in his own words what had happened to him, or what he believed had happened to him. For to know these things would be to exist inside the head of the man himself. So all she could do was observe from a distance and pity him. But Mariella had places to be and people to meet with, very important people, whose impressions of her would affect her career and indeed the rest of her life. She stood there for only a moment, looking down at the body, and then she ran.
Run, girl, run. What? Maybe run. Bravo. Now let's make a new one. A new one. So I'll be doing 2 of these every day with different ways of playing the game. There's no right way to play the game, so YOLO, make swag face. Please kill me. Skip.
This is the story.
Okay. This is the story of a man called Moo.
Stanley decided to go to the staff
he went,
lounge
"Moo,
to check on
I'm
his
a cow."
co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
Shut
doors, this was not the correct way to the employee lounge, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. So he turned left at the first open door and walked back in the right direction.
Okay. Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yay.
Maybe this is why everyone had left. No one wanted to be around someone as bad at listening as him.
Because
And
I
since
was a
he
boss.
was walking into the middle of nowhere
Listening
and thus
to
ruining the
mainstream.
entire story, Stanley decided that he would punish himself. So when he came to the elevator and the
Punch
doors
myself.
opened, he stepped inside and pushed the button to go up.
Oh, I'll go up. I'll totally go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hadouken!
Oh,
Hey,
Stanley. You know,
Bye.
you really aren't going anywhere, and I don't say that deceitfully. I truthfully mean that there isn't a story down here. The story was back up where I told you to go in the first place. Right now, you're just running around looking at empty halls, and frankly, that's perhaps even more infuriating for me. So why don't you throw me a bone, give me a chance, and just let me tell the story I want to tell,
Nope. Nope. Not gonna happen. What? Why am I walking backwards again? God damn it. So tasty.
Now listen carefully. This is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
What? Just kidding.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Just kidding. YOLO.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Ah, this door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Nope. I don't want to know. Please. Kelp! Kelp! Door is closed. Have no arms. I can't open it. Kelp! No flashlight? What the fuck? Rhino crunch. Okay. But I want to do everything instead opposite.
You see? It's nothing. No one's even built this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. It's just a bunch of skybox and dev wall textures. That's it. Is this what you were looking for? Was it worth ruining the story I'd written out for you? I put a lot of time into that. And now you... Well, here you are now, just looking at nothing. To think that that's all I needed to make in the first place, just a whole lot of nothing, and you would have been happy. Well, hey, you still need a little something to do. Am I right? Here, let me load up another map. See if there's something in here that'll keep you occupied.
No.
Ah, here's one. Let's boot this up. We'll see if you like it.
What? Oh yeah, I remember this when I watched the episode of PewDiePie. I know you'll say copy, but meh. I just wanted to play the game and record. Cause YOLO. Just kidding. Yay. Half-Life 2.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? I don't know why it would be. This map wasn't even made for you. At least I created a world specifically with you in mind. I wanted to make you a leading man. This one, well, I'm afraid you're on your own there.
I said vandalism. Attack. Vandalism. Oh, swag. I got my new pair of shoes. I got a new pair of shoes from shopping. Okay. Put you in the recycle because this was a size too big. Okay.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Thank you.
He probably only got his job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That, or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Tasty. Okay. Let's make it over here. God damn it. No, nope. Like a boss. Right? Come on! God damn it. Get ready for this.
Hold up there, sport. I spent so long talking about you. Why don't we just take a break from that and talk about something else for a change? Let's see. Well, according to Wikipedia, more than 90% of the night sharks caught off northeastern Brazil contain mercury concentrations higher than that considered safe by the local government. Now, this is fascinating. Don't you want to know more about the night sharks?
Nope.
Oh, no, of course not. All you want to hear about is yourself, isn't it?
Yup.
Well, fine. You haven't listened to me once so far. I can't expect you to turn that around now, can I?
Very nice. Hadouken! Wow.
Is this the end of the line? I don't suppose this was a particularly fulfilling experience for you, considering not a single art aspect in this map was created with you in mind. But hey, you're a creative kid. I bet you can come up with a story about this place and why you're in it. And while you're doing that, why don't you think up an ending too? Because you certainly won't find one here. I'm afraid that's the long and short of it. This room and these walls are all you get.
YOLO.
Wait. Hold on. What are you doing?
I wanted to go back. No, I'm doing my
Stanley,
YOLO
don't
Max
do that.
Track
I
Race
can't
solo
follow you there. I
career
can't help you.
of dance. But I wanna dance! Ooh, maybe I'll come back. It's okay, I'll come back. I'll do my dance career another day. Oh no! But I can't get past. So I think that I should go back and go to my solo dance career. Now be Michael Jackson 2.0. YOLO.
How will you write a story without me?
I don't want a
You
story.
can't do it.
I
You
want to
know
be
that.
a solo career of dance. Gosh.
Stanley,
The light. The light. My god, my baby. YOLO. Meh. The fuck? Well, see you next time, guys. To see the other like videos of this one, my part 2 of the other endings, please subscribe, like, favorite, and I don't know. Love you. Yeah.